I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, welcome to NXXXT, the Tuesday night edition of Smackin It Raw. Tonight, I am the captain now. I am the host. I'm Katie Kinsey Bebe. I'm not going through all my nicknames. I've been on the show enough. You know, I'm here. That's all that matters. Back off his one-show sabbatical.
Because he can't follow instructions.
He's technically not hosting, so he's not breaking the rules, I guess. One of the co-hosts tonight, the patron saint of podcasting, the warder Matt Ritter. Hello.
Hi. So, I have my wife and my baby are being well taken care of at the hospital. Everything's fine. Good. They just do like a 24-hour monitoring thing. But I have a 4-year-old that needed, to be taken care of. So I had to come home. And she's asleep. So I figured if she's asleep and I don't have a wife and baby to take care of and I got nothing else going on, I'm still on vacation. I'm not hosting the show. Katie's still in charge. I just come by and hang out.
But if somebody were to wake up, you'd have to drop everything and run away.
Why? She just come down here and hop on the show with us like she always does.
Yeah, it's like creation conversation.
All right, fair enough.
Also, the other co-host down there with his 8,000 nicknames, SES Vince, Stefano, Steve, Cruz Delgado, Vicente, Alejandro, Delgado, Estrada, because I never get to do it, so it's fun. Vince is here too.
Hello.
Will and Allison are just
fuck yeah, my
hanging out. Fuck yeah. We want to thank people watching live, whether that's on, I gotta make sure I don't do mine, twitch.tv/Creation World, where if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, put it together, free sub, you give it to Creation World, you give it to Matt, Vince, Travis, Mara, them. You don't want to give it to them, you give it to me. You can give it to me if you want, that's fine.
Give it to
if you don't want to give it to me, you can give it to Will and Allison, River City Radio, Boss Share Shots, all the things. Or youtube.com/Creation World, where it is free to like, to subscribe, and comment. You know what, Matt? What does that do?
Boosts the algorithm and helps find new listeners.
Wow.
And Vince, why is that important?
Oh, because Matt's a whore.
Very good. There's the answer.
He's
a whore for the attention, the likes, the comments, all the things. And what do you say? You flick the bell, flick the bean, you're notified when Creation World goes live. 15 minutes after Monday Night Raw. 15 minutes after SmackDown fuck, I did what you do! Oh my god! This is your fault. NXT on Tuesdays. 15 minutes after SmackDown on Fridays.
That's fine.
And 7:30 Eastern. I'm not doing 6:30, whatever. Creation Conversation.
Yes.
On Thursday. So you can do that. Wow. See, I never get it wrong. And now I have to host and I get it wrong. I blame you.
Yeah. Now
you can blame me all you want. I'm just, now you know that it's not as easy as it looks.
You can't get mad at Matt now whenever he does it. Now you have to be a little bit more sympathetic.
I don't get mad at him. I'm just like,
you shame him on the show.
Throw up the X or kind of remind him. Kind of push him in the direction.
As stated, in case you missed it, I am at home with Zoe. She is at the hospital being hand-fed, probably not sushi and cold cuts, but something from nurses until tomorrow morning when I go pick her up.
As she should. because Kate's a queen and she deserves to be treated as such. And guys, how did we start NXT? We started with our president, Chelsea Green, taking on Ruca for the Women's United States Championship.
Yes.
With her Secret Harvest agents, Agent P, Agent A. Zarya was out there. Yes, Matt.
Zoe was like, why does she have two friends? She's only supposed to have one friend because she goes to bed before we found out that Alba Fire was part of the secret. And then I think Chelsea's been later in the show, so she hasn't seen Alba.
Interesting.
She's like, why does she have two friends? She only normally has one friend. Who's this other person? And then I had to explain it to her.
Hey, I mean, well, now Zoe knows it's okay to have more than one friend. You don't need just one bestie. You can have multiple besties.
Fair enough. A big gulp of tequila is crazy.
I mean, obviously, the match is great, again, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea attacks Soul's knee, which is very clever, because Soul is very, like Javon Evans, she's very bouncy. So her arsenal is very high-flying. The Slagians get involved, of course. Zarya spears the absolute shit out of Alba Fire, because good lord. And then Piper gets involved, and it's fun, all fun and games. Chelsea retains, but of course, people are doing the whole ass Pledge of Allegiance in the crowd whilst the match is happening, which is a choice. But what did you guys think? Spit or swallow? Come on now, you know.
I'm a swallow just for the pure irony of them doing the Pledge of Allegiance for a character that is not American, and her
Secret Harvest Slagians
that are also un-American, yet are defending the U.S. Constitution, or at least Chelsea's Constitution. I think it's great. Solid work. Chelsea Green is an example of how you book that mid-card title and how you use that mid-card title to actually be elevated and elevate the division and give opportunity to other women see matches that we wouldn't see otherwise. As much as I love Lyra Valkyria, they're really not doing anything with her in the IC title. This is what they should be doing with the women's mid-card titles, and it's great. And I love it, and I love Chelsea. She's probably one of the best wrestlers of the last year and a half plus. She just keeps getting better and better and more entertaining. Add to the cabinet. Just add more.
Matt?
I pledge a swallow to the champ of the United States of America and to the republic for which she stands, one nation, under Chelsea, indivisible, with liberty and a nice ass for all.
Oh my god.
Someone needs to clip that. At what point did that? Like 8 o'clock. 8 minutes in. 8 minutes in.
8 o'clock.
8
That's
o'clock.
not
Sorry.
what that timer up there means, Vince.
Oh, sorry. Misunderstood. 8 something. 8 something. Flip the it.
Sweet Jesus.
I pledge allegiance.
A swallow. No, a swallow. You pledge a swallow.
I pledge a swallow.
To the champ of the
the
United
champ.
States of America.
The United States of America, unfortunately.
Just the champ of America, not America itself. But yeah. Because America itself does not get a swallow. Just Chelsea. Just its champion.
Yeah.
That's who I pledged to. Just the champ.
Just our president, Chelsea motherfucking Green. We go from that to backstage, a little bit of shenanigans. Trick's backstage, getting ready for Underground. Javon comes up. He's like, listen, I'm getting jumped. I understand. I understand why you're mad. Trick tells him, you ain't shit. You ain't never going to be shit. You're never going to be champion. Crazy. And then Lexus King comes in, repeats the same thing. He's like, oh, man, you're never going to be champion. Javon, looks at his hands. Bah! Clocks him. And now, Javon has a Heritage Cup title match next week.
Oh, right in the cocksucker.
Hey!
Listen, if anyone in NXT has a cocksucker, it is Lexus King.
That's true. That's a fair point to make.
It's a wild statement.
Swallow.
Thoughts on all of that,
I'm a swallow.
I don't know what.
Go ahead.
I don't know what's up Trick's ass or what bee he got in his bonnet or why. Like, I understand things aren't going his way, but that doesn't mean you got to be an asshole to everyone around you. And we're going to talk, I'm assuming, more about him being an asshole to Javon specifically down the road. Because, like, we saw a little bit of this very early on when Javon showed up and Trick was like, oh, shit, you're the new me. You're going to do to me what I did to Mello, and I don't want, like, but he was all right. And then he lost his title. And then whoop that Trick kind of became a bitch.
Yeah.
Not like he's not a bitch, but he's acting very bitchy.
Yes.
As Cody Rhodes might say, a whiny bitch. But no, I like it. This is really cool. They're teasing Javon Evans versus Trick Williams, which is a match I really want to have it as a feud. And definitely right before we get to see Trick Williams get called up to the main roster and do something else. TC says they really kick folks out the hospital immediately after the baby is born. That's fucking crazy.
Wasn't kicked out.
That's a wild statement.
Mean, if that was the case, I'd be upstairs doing that and not down here. They are still in the hospital. I am watching Zoe, which every person that filters in, I'll have to explain it to them. So, like,
yeah, that's okay.
You should just make like a comment in the chat.
Continue. No. Chill. I got this. Continue.
Chill.
That's also all located.
Okay, good. I'll come back to the family backstage stuff in a minute. Double champion Stephanie Vaquer comes out to the ring. She's like, English isn't my first language. Wrestling is, which also, by the way, her English is very good. So Stephanie, don't worry, baby. We got you. She's like, first woman who comes out here, looks me in my eyes. Like, let's go. Cue sirens. Big Mama Pump in her sexy Patrick Star getup. Which, I mean, she memed it herself. So
yeah.
I'm just saying, those boots, I would have broken an ankle. Sweet Jesus. And she's like my height. So God bless.
That's fucking crazy.
She comes out. She's like, I mean, hey, I just beat Roxanne last week. I feel like I deserve a shot. Boom! Jada Parker beats her ass. She said, no. Line starts behind me. Jada gets in the ring, gets in Stephanie's face. And now, after that happens, we're going to move a little bit forward later in the show. Ava's in her office talking to Stephanie. Fallon comes in. I want my rematch, blah, 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 blah. So now, Stephanie accepts she is closing and opening NXT next week with both title matches.
That's what we called yesterday. Yesterday, was it last week? No, we talked about it post-show. We talked about it post-show yesterday. Kate.
I said stand and deliver. She needs to open the show and close the show. So they're just doing it a few weeks early.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. Got to drop that North American title for sure. Tommy, he's been gone one day. Y'all make it seem like he's been gone a year. Chill. But yeah, it's gonna get a swallow. Shout out to Stephanie. Her English it may not be her first language, but her English is very well done. Just like Penta, both of them have done a really good job at trying to make the effort. Can't really say the same thing about the original Singata. That dude refused to learn English, and look at what happened to him. So, shout out to people that actually put in the effort.
Matt?
I'm going to reserve my comments for later in the show because it involves a lot of things that happened tonight that I don't want to spoil ahead of time.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I will just say, spit.
Fair enough.
Okay. Going back in time. So we get a little, progressive throwback, whatever the fuck they do. And it's the family getting ready for their 6-person tag. Stax is like, listen, Tony, I need you to stay in the back. Like, Sean Spears is shady. We don't want anything to happen to you. We need the Don healthy. Tony agrees. He's like, listen, I understand, Stax. You're the underboss. We get it. Match is happening with the Culling. Again, terrible fucking name. Could have done so much better. Could have said so much better. Rizzo is the scrappiest little girl I've ever seen, and I love that for her.
Mm-hmm.
As the match is going on, Luca Crucifino's doing his thing, killing it as he does. Beautiful.
Beast.
Tony gets attacked backstage by, we now know their name, not Retribution. They're called the Dark State.
The Dark State?
That's what Vic Joseph was saying at the end of NXT, is what they're called. So Tony gets jumped, and then the family loses.
Because of the production truck. Because of why would you put that up on the Tron for everyone to see in the middle of a match? Why would you do that to them? Why? The fuck is wrong with that production truck? We had that match won. And I say we as in the D'Angelo family that I'm not legitimately a part of, but I am a part of in spirit, all right? We had that match won. And production fucked up.
Yeah.
The cucking got the win. Retro bitches took out the Don 4-on-1.
Yeah. I understand. It's like, God damn it.
Rizzo and Luca were out there doing their thing. Stacks had a plan. The Don was on. The family is good if everyone around the family could stop fucking up. And I will get to her later.
Damn.
Is he Dame?
No. Fuck that whore.
Stop it. Vince, thoughts? Swallow?
I'm a spit because I don't really like how the Don's been portrayed the last couple weeks to an extension of over a month now. He doesn't give Don energy right now. And I think he just needs to be a little bit more assertive. I think he needs to, like, I get trying to like be a little bit more passive and let Stacks run the show. But when he was doing every single last thing and everyone was following it to a T, this was not happening, Tony D. I'm not a fan of the Culling name. I'm not a fan of Dark State name. It's going to get a spit for me. How
many families are you in charge of, Vince?
I was in charge of the Smackin It Raw family last night when I ran the show. Well,
and how did that go?
Very well. Very well, actually.
If anything, I'd say you were the underboss. No?
No.
You were definitely the underboss. You are 100% the underboss.
Put Tony down. The fact that I turned away to grab my drink and came back and Tony D'Angelo was just fucking insane.
You should not be surprised by anything that man does anymore.
It was great. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a time we didn't have that was great. Specifically me and probably Matt too. Well, I mean, besides that, another time. We're continuing things that we didn't, we're spitting. Probably, more than likely.
Yeah.
Briggs. What's his name? Inamura?
Not Jensen.
I was about to say Jensen.
Jensen was in the previous match.
Versus Skank and Stank.
Skank and Stank is crazy work.
Write it down, Vince.
I got it. I'm on it.
They took advice from the Hardys, extreme, and it didn't work. So Briggs and Inamura win.
Look at you two fucking idiots.
Two fucking idiots. And then they're backstage. They're in the locker room and they're like, we listened to the advice and it didn't work. And we gotta get advice from a bunch of other tag teams. Wesley, Tyson, and Tariq come in and they're like, fuck, y'all ain't shit. Okay. And then proceed to walk away. This whole thing. So I'm assuming we're all just spitting this.
Yeah, anything Hank and Tank related, like the waste time on my viewing experience, is gonna get a spit from me.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes.
Fuck those two idiots. Why are Skank and Stank out here? Why are they involved in any of this? Why can't Briggs and not Jensen just get their title match and move on to beat Fraxium? Let's do this. And once they become champions, I will then call him Inamura. But until then, he's just not Jensen.
I don't really want them to be champions, man.
I mean,
anybody but Fraxium, except for Skank and Stank.
I love Fraxium. You need to
I
stop.
can't wait for you to. You're gonna keep saying that, and you're gonna fuck up what you call them. And I can't wait.
One of these days, right? It's bound to
Luckily,
happen.
we're moving on, so I don't have to continue to say it.
We are moving on. There was a brief. I had to rewind it because I went downstairs to grab a beverage, so I wasn't paying attention. There's some stupid bullshit happening backstage between Rich Holland and Eddy Thorpe, but like nobody fucking cares. Two irrelevant bitches talking. They're the meme of two stupid bitches looking at each other, being like, exactly.
Yeah.
That's them. I don't even know what they said because I saw it was happening and then I said, "Oh, just kidding." And
it was irrelevant when I didn't even know about it either. I wasn't paying attention. It was probably playing in the background, and then I just didn't care. So,
oh no, I can tell you. I can tell you what happened real quick, and it's a spit. Eddy was like, "Hey, so nobody likes me and nobody likes you, and we have that in common." And then Rich was like, "Yeah, we do." And then they're like, "All right, can we jerk each other off?" And he's like, "Well, you should go handle your sports entertainer." And then he's like, "Well, you go handle your sports entertainer." It was the dumbest fucking thing I have seen on TV besides Skank and Stank.
Jesus. It's like that, huh?
I mean, that's
Katie said, big waste of space. That's all they are. Just
waste of time, waste of energy.
Fair.
Eddy Thorpe, we have tried and tried and tried. It is not working. It is not.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make fetch happen, Sean. It's not happening.
Eddy Thorpe is fetch. He is
fetch. He is fetch. He's
100%. Fucking trying to be. I talked about Fallon and Abe's office. Carmen decided, you know what, I got my ass beat a few weeks ago by Fatal Influence, not Fatal Attraction. Matt, why did Carmen get her ass beat a few weeks ago?
Because JC Jane is a fake ass bitch.
Yay!
Smooth.
Yay! So Carmen faced JC Jane tonight. Ashanti's there, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna try and help my girl. I'm gonna slide a chair into the ring in front of the ref's face and be like, Carmen, psst, use it, babe, use it." And she's like, "The fuck? No." Slides it back, eats a rolling elbow from JC Jane, and JC gets the win. And then they're backstage bickering with each other, and Carmen walks away. Yo, toxic relationship over there. Like John Cena broke up with everyone yesterday.
Yeah.
Carmen and Ashanti also very toxic.
Please do. Please break up. And here's the reason why. It's kind of fucked up to say because prior to Carmen and Ashanti getting together, the Get Yo podcast didn't even fucking know what Carmen's last name was. They couldn't get it right. Now they know it's Petrovich, right? And here's the thing.
Petrolemus.
Yeah. Carmen Petroleum Jelly. Yeah. Anyway. Here's the deal. Her stock has somehow sunk since getting with Ashanti. Why? She brings a fucking sword to the ring. Why would you give her a chair? Slide her the fucking katana and let's see what they do when she shows up. Let her kill Bill some bitches. All right?
When you said
part 1 or 2. Shout out to Katie.
When you said slider a katana, and like let her swing
Not
it.
A chance.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see katana chance be swung by Carmen Petrovich.
Fucked up. Why? Just because she's tiny?
Slide me a katana.
Not a katana.
I also don't like Fatal Attraction's lead woman JC being referred to as a rock star with those terrible bangs. Like, what the fuck was that? Could she even see through those things?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. As a man who had terrible bangs, I know terrible bangs, and those are terrible bangs.
Do you have pictures of you with terrible bangs?
Oh, God.
Man, probably. My high school senior picture, probably. I had that Gerard Way, like, bang to the side and stuff. Like, it was bad. It was bad. Shout out My Chemical Romance. 2 references in 2 episodes back to back.
Sure, okay.
I really thought My Chemical Bromance was going to get a bigger pop on the show last night, but that.
Oh no! It popped me, but I wanted to save it for SmackDown, so that's going to be for SmackDown. I popped hard. Go back and watch it. We popped.
I giggled.
I was there. I said it.
He said,
I watched
"Go
the
watch
action
his fucking
live.
Raws."
Anyway,
He said, "You get
Spit.
your ass back there much."
Because
Yeah.
again, with a women's division like this is kind of a waste.
Fair.
Yeah, and besides, well, I was gonna be like, "Oh, that was the only women's match." I literally forgot the fucking first match that happened.
Yeah.
It's
The
fine.
really good one.
The
Really
best
good.
match probably on the card. Yeah, how could I forget? I'm so foolish. Such a silly goose.
How dare you?
I know, I stink.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Thanks. Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints Duran. Ridge Holland.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I was on my phone most of this match because I couldn't pay attention, and I love Ricky.
Yeah.
But I hate Ridge.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think that the only time I really cared, I think the only reason I gave Rich Holland a chance at any point in his entire career is the fact when he was on the main roster and got called up, and he was essentially my gimmick as Sheamus Stan on national television. So that's the only reason I kind of supported him. But ever since then, his stocks drastically dropped. Ricky Saints, I understand you kind of have to do something with him, and why not put him up with a heater in Rich Holland? But I don't know. Give him something better to do. Maybe give Ricky the North American title and take it off of Sean Spears.
Now, hear me out. After this match, Ricky's backstage having a little bit of an interview.
Yes.
Gets cut off immediately by the Culling.
Cucking.
Them. And they're all types of just like, why are you here? You're talking bigger than your mouth is. Izzy Dame gets all up in Ricky's business, which, like, first of all, back the fuck off, bitch. How dare you? Stop. And you don't look as big as you talk. Ricky's like, oh, I measure up in the places that matter. And then that's what he said.
Hello, Ricky.
Dick, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what
energy. Fucking huge. Ricky Saints. And then, as they're all walking away, Ricky and Sean have a nice little stare down. Cody's click. Literally, that's two people right there.
Yep.
I'm not opposed to Ricky and Sean for the NA title at Stand and Deliver.
No, I think that should be the match. I think at Stand and Deliver, you definitely need to put that North American title on Ricky and just like have him build that lackluster men's division because it needs it for sure.
Matt.
Ricky got the win. I'll swallow that. I'm spitting everything. The cucking.
Fair enough. Understandable.
Close. Almost there. Culling. But yeah.
Cucking. I said what I said.
That's what I wrote. That's what I understood. That's what I heard. So two people can't be wrong at the same time.
Were you around for the last election?
I was like, come on now. It's ridiculous. Before the main event, the Dark State are outside, and the media are like, "Why are you doing what you're doing?" And they're like, "Oh, like waiting your turn is fucking stupid," and trying to like blah a bunch of bullshit about how NXT is like, work your way up, all that stuff. And they're like, we didn't make our point tonight. And then they go back to the door. Well, we get to our main event. NXT Underground. Eddy Thorpe.
Yes.
Trick Willie. Trick dethrones the king of the underground, Eddy Thorpe. I didn't call him that. That's what they're calling him that. He's won two. He's won 2 underground matches. How the fuck does that make him king? I don't know. Trick wins. Gets on the mic. He's like, Oba, bring your bitch ass out here. Bring my title. Let's talk. I mean, I'm just paraphrasing. Like, that's just what he said. Oba comes out. Oh, big meaty man. They stand face to face. Lights go out. 4 spotlights in the crowd. Javon shows up. And he's like, yes.
Did Oba Femi happen to make it into the March Meatiness tournament?
No, because
okay. But Finn Balor did.
Yeah, look at that man's meat.
Just checking. Sorry, Katie, go
It
ahead.
was about physiques. We'll readjust the name or readjust the competitors next year. Players fuck up. We established that yesterday.
Needs to be in that fucking tournament next year. See that, man?
I'll be straight up meat instead of physique.
Tony D'Angelo also needs to be in that. Just like, so Javon comes out. He's like, guys, they're here. And then mush from Trick Williams.
Just like EO.
Just like EO.
No. This was not like EO because he got muffed so hard he went face first and his feet were in the air.
Oh my god!
Just kind of fell backwards a little bit. Javon got slammed.
It's because he's too bouncy. It just
because he's bouncy. Because that boy's bouncy. He bounced off
his head off the mat.
He got bounced around, gets mushed, bounces away. Trick and Nova start brawling. The random wrestlers ringside try and break him apart. That doesn't work.
Nope.
The 4 men, the Dark State, slowly start walking towards the ring. They're like, are we going to do this, guys? Or they don't. Spoiler, they don't do anything. They just stand there and they're like, oh, our job's done. Because Javon, in the midst of everything, hits a cutter on Oba. And then him and Trick are kind of just staring at each other. It's like, oh, shit. So, like, maybe a triple threat at Stand and Deliver?
No, it's doing my singles match.
Okay, and guess what I wanted as a singles match that I didn't get? Rhea and Bianca, exactly. Thank you. So, guys, spit, swallow. What are we thinking?
I'll gargle undecidedly just because I still want to. I still want to sit with my feelings of how I feel about this whole thing because it's not terrible, but it's not what I thought I was gonna get, nor what I wanted. But again, it's not like I'm giving something bad. It's like going and wanting tacos, but you get like thin crust tavern style Chicago pizza. I mean, I can't be mad. It's not what I thought I wanted, but I still get something.
Where the fuck are you going that you go in for tacos and walk out with tavern style pizza?
No. I'm not necessarily walking into a restaurant. I mean, like coming home thinking there's tacos and instead we get pizza. We're having pizza.
I was like, what fucking taco stand are you going to?
What kind of fucking bullshit?
Although I know you wanted carne asada, but how about a pizza?
I mean, I know there's spots where you can get tacos and pizza. I just don't know how much I trust the pizza.
I don't know how much I trust the tacos at a place that makes pizza.
Well, if it's a Mexican in the kitchen, I trust it. If the tortillas are corn tortillas, I trust it. If they're flour, I'm skeptical.
I only trust it if the cook has a very large pinky nail.
I'll check for pinky nail heights. Next time I go. Yeah.
Some of the best burritos I've ever had were made by cooks with a very large pinky nail. Anyway, I'm going to swallow the idea. Hey, look, you figured it out. I'm going to swallow the idea of Javon Evans versus Obafemi versus Trick Williams for the title, even though Vince wants a straight-up one-on-one match. Listen, Javon Evans has been working his ass off. That boy is bouncy. And having those 3 men after the year that we have had under Sean and the way that February went for everybody in the main event at Stand and Deliver would be a nice apology for everything that we were put through with Eddy Thorpe and the whippings and shit like that and the last pay-per-view.
That's fair.
Do you want to say anything before I go on my rant?
No, I could. Please.
Ava Rain, bring that ass here, please. The fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing? These men, these 4 men, retro bitches, Dark State, whatever the fuck you want to call them, have fucked up one of your personal assistants. I don't even know where Stevie Nicks or Stevie, whatever the fuck her name is. Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks. I don't know where the fuck Stevie Nicks has been. She's hiding.
Stevie Turner.
Former NXT champion or NXT North American champion and tag champion laid out. You allowed those men to go outside and basically tell you they were coming in. You had no security ready and waiting for them. You let them back in the building. You're telling Obafemi, oh, you can't make your matches, but then you're allowing Stephanie Vaquer to wrestle twice in the same night for both titles. But Obafemi couldn't win an Impact Championship because you came out and said, no, you don't get to make your own matches, just defend your title. Right now, Obafemi could be X Division champion on top of
also
NXT champion. You're
how does it
fucking
make
up.
how does it make sense as the person in charge of that brand to let your champion, your top champion at that, defend his title against a person that isn't on the roster on the company and not at least get something in return? So it's like, how do you say it's a better idea to put our main title on the line and potentially lose it, which, I mean, he wasn't going to lose it to number 51, but potentially lose it to another competitor from a different promotion and not at least put that title on the line and be like, hey, if I'm putting this title, you got to put that title on the line. You know, like that makes no sense. What if you
I'm just saying, your top draw in your men's division, your biggest guy, your biggest name can't make his own matches, but Fallon Henley can walk in and get booked on the same show that the women's champions is already wrestling and make her defend 2 titles. Eddy Thorpe can walk in and just demand matches.
Yep.
Like, we can just do all of this shit. You're letting fucking retro bitches run around and just destroy your roster with no consequences whatsoever. Like, the fuck are you doing? The fuck? And then, as I said earlier, production fucking matches up. Is anyone getting fired for that? For what they did to the D'Angelo family? Anyone losing their job for negligence?
Probably not. Probably not, Matt.
Final boss my ass. Dwayne, come get your daughter.
No, I don't want Dwayne back on NXT.
Yes, come get your daughter and we'll put Regal back in charge of some shit. Remember when Regal ran NXT? It was a great time. None of this shit was happening.
Came out there and started.
You got harassed by Samoa Joe week after week after week.
Listen, nobody isn't getting harassed by Samoa Joe. It doesn't matter who you are, Vince. Fair. If Samoa Joe wants to harass you, you're getting harassed. It is what it is. The most dangerous thing in William Regal's NXT was the parking lot. And all of that danger has spilled into the arena, has spilled into the crowd, has spilled into the ring. NXT is now the most dangerous place to be. And the parking lot is a lot safer than inside the arena with these bitches running around without her doing a damn thing about it. She hasn't even addressed it. She hasn't even said shit. She hasn't even tried to stop it. The fuck are you doing on this show?
You know what this rant reminds me of?
What?
Yeah.
Aladdin, when Genie's like, you rub my lamp, you bring me here. Like, that's the fucking line that was giving me the entire time. That's all I was thinking about. I was kind of listening. That's all I was thinking.
And I was going to let it slide until they went after the Don, all right? Now that the Don has been taken out, but no, see, you're fucking up.
See, that's where you fucked up. That's where you got me fucked up.
Well, I mean, I guess I still kind of have to ask. So, overall, NXT spiritual. Gargle.
I'm gonna
Green and Ruca. Like,
I'm just gonna swallow off the strength of the women alone. Specifically Stephanie Vaquer, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace, plus the Chelsea Green opener match against Ruca. Off of the strength of that alone, because I almost gargled this, but I'll barely swallow.
I will gargle because I got to watch Eddy Thorpe get knocked the fuck out, and I got to watch the opening match. Everything else that Ava had any responsibility over was bullshit, and you need to be reevaluated for this position because you are fucking up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Crazy. But understandable.
Wow. Okay. Wow. It feels weird since this isn't my show to plug myself last. So I'll just go ahead and plug myself first and I'll let you guys do it after. Because like this ain't my channel. Like it's weird. So thank you guys for watching. You can follow me on Twitter, KittyWrestling13, Linktree, I'm about to say everything She Elite Showcase, twitch.tv/She Elite Showcase, youtube.com/She Elite Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. And specifically, new interview with Faye Jackson up on YouTube now, so go check it out.
Yes. Definitely do that. Thank you, Kitty. Follow me on social media at SESN. Check out the Get Show podcast. We're going to be live tomorrow around 10 p.m. Central Standard Time-ish. You know, just like Savannah, we run a few minutes late behind. We're going to be doing, for the sweaty session this week, heel Tinder bios. You know, because when you turn heel, you need to find someone that you can match with. So we're going to try to find some matches for some wrestlers. We're going to specifically talk about John Cena and Naomi, but then we're going to each have our own individual Tinder bios. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a fun time.
Matt.
You can find me in the NXT parking lot boycotting the GM.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, for Matt, Vince, and myself, thank you guys. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.